will kill the men, rape the women, enslave the children.
There's a lot of freedom in humor. There's freedom in honesty, period.
Like, I felt it to be very therapeutic, and I think you guys
Hands
nailed it.
You guys are not veterans.
No.
So then what was it that you appreciated about what you just saw?
The ability to find humor in tragedy and in trauma. I've had a lot of trauma and all kinds of crazy shit in my life, and just because I wasn't in war, in that kind of conflict, I was still able to identify and feel those feelings of making light of that situation.
Yeah.
And being able to laugh through it and not let it consume you and control you and come down on you, but laugh about it, because what are you going to do? I think that even for me, I was like, I don't know if I should go, because I have never been affiliated with the military, in that kind of way. So I'm like, yeah, it's kind of not my place. But then as I watched clips and as I watched, other little things, I identified more and more.
That's so
I
cool.
think it's,
Live
it's important,
fucking life.
not so many people want to victimize themselves over the trauma and the tragedy that they've been through, or they want to persecute another person, or they want to point the finger and stay stuck in a place where they can't heal from. The best way to even get through any of the fear of having to experience that again is just to kind of look it straight in the face for more than just the negativity that it holds. There's so much more that happens within all of that, so much character that's built. In what we do, being able to identify with another person, being able to understand, being able to know what that feels like without having to say anything or articulate it or put it into words, just to be able to have that, identification.
Well, knowing that I have sick thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if,
Right.
somebody did me wrong, or
Right.
even, Jesus,
Right.
I grew to hate that guy. The douchebag. What is his name?
You talking about the captain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that
Faggot.
guy. Because I know a lot of people.
Damn.
And I've had that thought, I'm going to fucking stab you. Blood everywhere. Yay! I identified with that because I've been in
Those
that
are
thought
real life
process.
thoughts,
Those are
yeah.
real life thoughts.
And,
And,
you're
that
not a
happens.
bad person because of it either.
Right.
You know what I
and
mean?
that's the good thing. It's not
Yeah.
not coming down on myself, being like, you shouldn't think like that because that's real bad. It's no, it's okay to think like that. I'm not acting on it.
Yeah.
But that's how my brain works.
Well, and especially these guys are put into that predicament
Yeah.
of that's what you're trained to do, and that's what the environment is, and that's what the life. Knowing my stepdad coming back from the war, watching the guilt that he came back with when that was what he was trained to do, and then to turn around and be persecuted by people or civilians, other people that didn't understand what he had gone through, and then not to even be able to talk about it, because back then it wasn't. That was 1992, I think was Desert
Yeah.
Storm. That PTSD wasn't a bit. They didn't really talk about it much. You know what I mean? It wasn't, at least not on a family level. There's a lot of freedom in humor. There's freedom in honesty. Period. You know what I mean? There's
Wow.
freedom in being able to identify. Ownership of our stuff and not feel I need to hide behind what you think is going to sound best,
Right.
or what's going to look better for this or that, just being able to
So much.
that's where the honesty, freedom and
No, it
acceptance
is,
and honesty,
yeah.
big
That's what it's
time.
about.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then being able to communicate it and be that was funny, and this
Right.
genuine, just being authentic and translucent. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think if more people were like that, a lot of more people would be well off, in a
It'd
sense.
probably be nicer to fuck each other if everybody didn't think they were better
It
than
would,
the next person.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or not to be so stuck up, but to be, you know what I mean? In a sense, like I say, her and I will, it's dying laughing over what other people will be like, you guys are sick. And I'm like, well, think about this stuff. And it's a lot of people that are ashamed that they have those thoughts.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't care.
Well, and the reality too is that it's one of those two a what is it, a double scale or whatever. It's the amount of trauma and pain and turmoil and devastation that you go through. It's the other side of the scale can only lift as high
But am
up
I
as
going to let it draw me down?
right?
Am I going to let it pull
Where do you
me
stay?
down to where I'm so miserable that I can't do anything? Or am I going to...
Or do you feel
run with
entitled to stay in pain? So you
Right,
can't
exactly.
heal? No, I'm fucking pain is life, and don't be nice to me. And I'm, you know what I mean?
I
a
deserve
lot
the
of
worst.
people like that.
Men
A
are
lot.
shit. Just
A
like
lot.
you said.
Bitter ass
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
Bitter
and
bitches.
they get insulted so easily,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're the first one to point the finger and try to call the shots.
But on an honest,
Yeah.
level, I wish that people were more open-minded to this kind of stuff, and that more people had access to it in a sense of people that are suffering with
To
those thoughts
understand
and that
what you
feelings.
guys actually go through, though.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine So even just watching movies, fucking, what was that? Generation Killed. What was the other one?
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
That was,
Fucking
yeah.
disgusting pig, something,
Yeah.
whatever he calls it. Fucking. But all those stuff, it's like Hollywood or this or that, you know. And when you have, and I was like telling her, I was like, no, these guys are actual, like they've been there, you know. It brings that real side of it to where it's not somebody that's taking on a character, but somebody that's able to relive what they went through.
Yep.
And
It's like, preach, girl,
no,
preach.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what it
relive
is.
what they went through, and it's like, it's not necessarily that, oh, the acting is so up to par. It's like, no, I'm just doing what I did.
This is
And that's what makes it
Right.
so believable and so realistic. I'm not just some person who's acting, you know, like another person. You know, I actually went through this shit. I thought about that stuff. I wanted to kill that guy. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. Wanted to beat off half the time. Like,
No, all the time.
all the time.
stupid amounts. Too many
A
times.
little too many. But
Way too many times.
that relieves a lot of frustration. And I can
Does.
see how guys who are
Yeah.
overseas, there's a lot of frustration in that. So
Yeah.
it's just like you channeled it perfect. It was incredible. Like honestly, fucking incredible. But I felt though too, you guys did such an amazing thing with the film and how it transitioned and how when you kind of split shot it in your mind in a sense, and it was kind of like a poetic little waltz. Like you hear the music and you smile and it's like you're waiting.
It's enjoyable.
No, but you're
Yeah.
waiting for that like knife to come down, and then you see the blood, and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
yay!
There it is.
But not only that, like it's very therapeutic. Like I felt it to be very
Yeah.
therapeutic, and I think you guys
Hands down.
nailed it on the head for it to be.
You know what you say all the time, man? You know what you say all the time?
I think it's therapeutic.
You're
you
taking
just
the
gave me the
words.
chills.
Just gave me chills.
That means it's real.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, that's
Thank
how I
you.
felt, and it's like I said, I'm blown away, and I wish that more people would watch it.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people busted their asses to do that. So
Oh yeah, that's what you did and what you continue
The
to do.
quality of the acting, all of it was
those
like,
actors were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Especially the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
She loved that little
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, Davis, that guy so the guy
Yeah.
who said we'll kill the men, rape the women, enslave the children, steal everything and burn the compound to the ground.
No, I'm glad that I didn't hesitate and didn't let my own mind be like, nah, don't go. I made sure I was like, no, you gotta,
Fucking there. Okay.
you gotta be there. Something was,
She sent me the trailer and I'm like, okay,
yeah, I did. I said,
I'll do it.
they think like us, they act like us,
everything
they
too seriously, yeah.
pose like that.
Yeah.
Ain't
Just let it
proposed
out.
like that.
Be free.
What?
Be free.
Jesus
With
Christ.
the
Freedom,
head,
guys.
with the head man.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. Appreciate you very much.
I'll send you my
guys
agent's
are-
information
you guys
with
are so rad.
that.
What's that?
I'll send you my agent's information with all the contact information.
Yes, please.